Hey, guess what time it is? Progress update time. Alright, guess what? I'm just gonna go straight into the meat and potatoes here. This is amazing. Now, words can't really say what we're looking at here, but it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Uh, I don't even know where to start, honestly. We got some dragon spiral going on here. There's so much to unpack with this one picture that we're not doing. I don't know. This is gonna be this is gonna be like years and years of trying to decipher codes now. It feels like. So basically, 2025 progress post is it's definitely coming out 2026. I'm sure. It will. It will. Trust. But guess what? We've got tons and tons of new content to look at. Tons more that we haven't seen, honestly. Some crazy things that have been in the works that we were curious about. Yeah, don't you worry. Look at these weapons, dude. Magic's finally getting the love that it needs, obviously. Got some magic spells, fucking staves. I mean, stay melee, but trying to keep ranged out of it, I think. Just a little bit. It's already good enough, we don't need a repeat of what we've already gone through. But, along with all these changes, all the weapons and armors and whatnot, they are doing that combat rework where you can dodge projectiles and block them and just everything that you can do in Fantastic Frontier already, but like integrated now, you know? Instead of everything being like kind of janky and, just kind of train mobs around, I have a feeling everything's going to have like that little bit smarter of a UI behind it. So you won't end up with, things that you just train behind a wall or get them stuck on a rock. You're actually going to have to fight them. Yeah. You're going to have to fight stuff now. And that's going to be terrible. But with all these new with all these new books and weapons and stuff, it should be a whole lot of fun. I'm hoping. Now, looking at these armors, they have showed armors before on their Twitter for like those weeks of updates. These look sick. Like this rock guy with a galaxy crack through him. That is awesome, dude. I can only imagine what these do as well. Like as I was reading here before, they're gonna have new stats like cooldown reduction, so you can release your specials on your weapons quicker. That's gonna be crazy. I'm sure now. Look, all right. I'm sure that there's gonna be like meta builds eventually, but hopefully it takes the community a long time to get to that. Hopefully there's not like one that stands out above the rest. Because if they're adding all this stuff, it's going to be really hard to kind of really hone in on what's the best. It might be more reflective of more who's the best player, I would say. Because, so many builds, I think it'll really just come down to who's actually the best at the game this time. Instead of just, sitting back with your gnome rocket launcher and just shooting, I feel like it's actually going to be a fast paced, like, combat experience if you're in a boss. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's where it's going. Now, if we scroll down here, we've got some fishing. Now, they have said that, where is it? Here it is. They've tried to keep it normal, which I'm thankful for because I'm sorry, but I hate like fishing mini games where you gotta click around the screen and change a bunch of things just to fish up a fucking flounder or whatever. I like that they're keeping it simple. That's nice. I like that. This rod looks sick, must I say. Finally getting something other than a captain's rod. About time. Tropical fish. This thing looks sick. Little like shell. It looks like mega for alligator. Almost. But the fish are looking sick. You got mining finally is coming back, hopefully. They said in here that you can anywhere almost dig up loot anywhere. That's crazy. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if you'll be able to dig up the ground or if it's gonna be some sort of like a shovel method where you just digging up a little spot. I don't know, but there's going to be some crazy gems here, as you can see. They might actually be used to make actual equipment, you know, like usable equipment for once. That would be crazy. Now, I don't think they're adding socketing. Like, you're not going to be able to socket armor. I could be wrong, but I think they're trying to stay away from that primarily. So don't get too stressed over that. I think this is more cool than grind heavy. Well, it could be grind heavy actually. It might be some really rare stuff, but who knows? Anyway, mining's actually going to get like usable here, I would say. Bird hunting. They're changing bird kind of like spawns. So instead of just aimlessly waiting there and like maybe hoping that something will spawn, it'll be more you'll know, you know? Like you'll actually be able to hunt down certain birds and sort of like make it an actual activity instead of just sitting and waiting while you're doing something else. You know, right now I'm looking for the moving cogger, but yeah, I know. Alright, I missed it last night. There was one there. It was flying, and I just missed. I know. I'm sorry, but I suck. Anyway, so bird hunting. It's getting a big overhaul. It's gonna be sick. Monsters. I'm sure you guys are, up to date. There's gonna be tons and tons of monsters, and they're all gonna have, like I said, new UI sort of, behind them, so they're not just gonna run into walls and let you do whatever. So that'd be great. And yeah, there's gonna be so many, dude. It's gonna be so nice. I hope you guys are ready. Itempedias. Now, this is important. The old one is staying, where is it? Mostly the same size. Keyword being mostly. So, if you are worried about that, I would get it out of the way now before it starts to get crazy. Anyway, there's going to be a ton more items. Now, I don't know what we're looking at here. I don't think any of us really do, but I mean, I can't imagine some of this is easy to get. Like this little guy here, that's probably going to be like the rarest thing. God knows. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, dude. Got some like Hermes fucking hat going on. It kind of looks like my fishing hat. Anyway, luck. Now this is a big one. This is a controversial take. Some people, they like to grind. Some people don't like to grind. They're adding a luck-based system. So you're going to be able to, as they've stated here, find a lucky armor piece. Now, what does that mean? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if every sort of armor can roll like a lucky roll, or if it's a certain armor piece that you need to wear. That's probably the second option. But it's going to be an interesting era because there's probably going to be some exploits using luck and whatnot. I don't know if they're doing playtesting for the update, but it might go down badly, like short term, obviously. But for the people who are actually trying to find, something really rare, it's going to be good. No more of those like long nights of, sitting there aimlessly, just kind of hoping. So that would be good. There's also bad luck, so enjoy that. Now, on to Thievery. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of perplexing to me. Also, is this like a new hairstyle we've got? We got new hairstyles coming? I didn't even see that. I don't know how Thievery's gonna work. There's chests. So I'm assuming these are like global chests, as in like everyone can see them. And there'll probably be fights over them, I'm assuming. People calling each other bad names if they steal their chest. We'll see. That's the one thing about Fantastic Frontier. I items are mostly unique, except if you find, like a rising star mushroom, then people get a little heated if you take it in front of them. So this will be interesting. Yeah, we got some bug collecting for all you nerds out there. Um, yeah, not much to say on that. There's bugs. They run away. I'm sure there's. Look, you see this? There's always a little guy. It's gonna be something annoying. Like it's gonna be the smallest bug, and you need to find him, and it's gonna be glowy, and it's gonna be crazy. But I don't want to deal with bugs. I'm not a fan of bugs personally. Butterflies, but not bugs. I'll be alright. Thanks. Mini games. This is very interesting. So they've created a mini game, like created a mini game. Now, yeah, I don't know how it's going to be played. I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure we will dive into that as we go. And it's not gambling, by the way. They've made sure it's not, is it? Yeah, they made sure it's equivalent and nice to Roblox, so they're not going to get mad. That'll be interesting, I guess. We haven't really seen a mini game yet, so not to my knowledge, anyway. All right, the big one, mounts. It's getting at it. Get excited. The fucking mounts are coming. Um, it says it's prestige, by the way, so mounts are prestige items, and they're going to be quite expensive. Now, it could be expensive time-wise or expensive money-wise. Now, both are okay, but I'm wondering how OP they're really gonna be, Because I'd say it's, what was it? Let me get the quote up. They're unparalleled method of getting around. And they're aware of the funky driftlander. They say it down here, so I'm wondering how fast they're really gonna be, because that's gonna be pretty, pretty chaotic if they're faster than that. It is going to be a massive map, I get it. There's going to be tons of maps, tons of places. We'll have to see if they stand up to the test of time. We'll see how quick they really go. This, I'm not really sure, but I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you guys think this is? Some sort of little guy on a computer? Little Gorbacelli on a computer? Ah, is it half Gorbacelli, half Spectrabox? I think so. Anyway, I just figured that out. I know, fucking crazy. So half of them two on the computer typing away, doing this stuff. And final note, as I said, there's so much stuff in this update. I can't stand it. I don't even know what's going on, and I know there's so much stuff. Everyone knows so much stuff. Look at this. Like, look at these environments. You have a planet in the back of this area. Like, I don't even know what to do. Also, look at these trees, dude. Like, they've changed up the designs of trees to match the place that you're in. This big tower. So there's that dragon in that earlier post on Twitter. Yeah. Fish, dude. Are you? I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to swim. I doubt they would add this sort of stuff if you couldn't swim. So the water is finally going to be a place where we can do things instead of nothing. An arid wasteland. This is kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on here. You got a little chair there for some reason. Little pedestal that you might need to put something on. Maybe like some jewel of the desert, maybe, and it fucking makes everything green. Who knows? Then you get some toxic sludge. This doesn't look fun. This looks like we're gonna die. This looks like the fish hole times 10. I hate the fish hole. And yeah, that's basically it. But this update, it's gonna, as you guys can see, it's gonna come out, not that far away. So we can all get hype. We've all gotten the progress update. We've all got that little bit more, Hopeium in us. So, Happy New Year, by the way. It's 3:26 now. I've had 4.5 hours sleep. I'm doing great. Hell yeah. Anyway, If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a like, share it around. Tell everyone about the good news. The update is coming and there's crazy stuff. Yeah, so if you liked the video, subscribe, give it a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.